Chelsea lose in the quarter-final of the Champions League 3-1 to Real Madrid, and all you guys can do is blame Thomas Tuchel. People have the audacity to question Thomas Tuchel's position, to say that he's a loser. Remember what he's done for this club. And N'Golo Kante, Mason Mount, and Pulisic, we're going to be talking about you today. Let's get into this video. Welcome to the Kavkas View, and in today's video, it's an insightful one. It's a little bit of a rant, but you know what? It's the harsh truths, and a lot of people don't like the harsh truths. And the reality is, I think the quicker you learn to accept it, the quicker you accept the harsh truths, the easier it will get. Chelsea aren't fantastic, but Chelsea are nowhere near as bad as everyone's making it out to be. What happened last night, in my opinion, is a game of football. Sometimes that happens. Real Madrid are a world-class side. Karim Benzema is the best player in the world at this moment in time. He can embarrass us. But there are key takeaways that we need to take away. We need to take away number one, Thomas Tuchel's reaction after the game. A lot of people think it's a loser mentality. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Number two, what's happening with Mason Mount? Polarizing player is an understatement. Absolute understatement. Christian Pulisic, passenger. But is it his fault? We're going to talk about that. And finally, N'Golo Kante. People have the audacity to say, it's time to sell N'Golo Kante. Nazir Kansela. The article was a good one, but my friend, how dare you pick him out today? For me, it's the wrong time to pick him out now. But before we get started, tell me, by the way, does this tie work? I just came straight from work, had to record. It's one of those things. But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You already know how it is. I am your favorite YouTube dietitian when it comes to giving you the Chelsea content. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments below, let me know, right? If you're like number 37, 37. Target for this video is 250 likes. Help me achieve that. Really goes a long way. The game ends yesterday, and Thomas Tuchel came out fuming. And I'm telling you now, this is why I love Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is one of us. After the game, Thomas Tuchel was absolutely pissed off. Go and watch my review if you don't see me pissed off, right? Thomas Tuchel openly said few things that were harsh truths, and a lot of people don't like it. What did he say? Number one, he said, this isn't up to our standards. We are better than this. I don't see anything wrong with what he said. Number two, then he said, if we play like this against Southampton, we will lose. We go and play like this at the Bernabeu, we will get hammered. Facts. Absolute facts. The way the team performed was pathetic. We gave away goals, we gave away cheap mistakes, and it cost us in the long run. And this final one really irritated and got under the skin of a lot of people, and I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. So a lot of people said, when Tuchel was asked, is the tie over? And he said, yes. Now, what is the issue there? What is the issue there? Because reality is, we're not going away to the Bernabeu and winning 2-0. We're not going to go there, in my opinion, and beat a team that has got Karim Benzema in the form of his life, 37 goals already, and keep a clean sheet. Because if he scores, we need 3 just to push it to extra time. What on earth do you think this is? FIFA? Football Manager? Soccer Manager for those of you back in the day? No, bro. This is not going to happen. We need the realism from Thomas Tuchel. It's essential, and a lot of you can't accept it. And this is the problem. When you can't accept something, you start looking for faults. I've seen people call for his head. I've seen people saying he's losing the dressing room. From what? One bad performance against Real Madrid in a quarter-final of the Champions League. It can happen to anyone. People love to avoid the real questions. And the real question is, what are we going to do with Mason Mount? Because Mason Mount is in a situation where I think now he's the most polarizing player Chelsea have ever had, arguably. And well, let me explain this right now. People think he's a generational talent, and people think he is absolutely pony. And the thing is, he's somewhere in the middle. And this is the reality of it. I think Mount is a very good player. I think Mount has got all the attributes to become a potentially great player. Not world-class, a great player. Too many of you throw the word world-class around too much. For me, he will be a very, very great, complete footballer. The only problem with Mason Mount is now, Mason Mount is not good enough to be starting in a front three for Chelsea. I understand his statistical outputs are there. But the thing is, we saw yesterday at the top level, if Chelsea want to consistently compete in a Premier League, in the big Champions League moments on a regular basis. I know he's won the Champions League once, but yesterday was the instigator. Tight box area, Real Madrid are absolutely clamp back, and guess what? He can't pick up the ball and thread a pass through. He doesn't have it in his locker. For me, he's an A. Start playing him in a 4-3-3, let him learn the position off the bench, playing in the smaller Premier League games, it is important. But all this pressure you're putting on him, calling him terrible, calling him a waste of space, exaggerating that he's the worst player to ever play for Chelsea, it's not beneficial to anybody because you're wrong. You look like a muppet when you make statements like that. You really do. And I think it's important that you have some context in your accusation. Mount is a very good football player. The only problem is Mount at the moment is being asked to do things he can't do. He will never be able to do. He is not Ousmane Dembele. He is not Joao Felix. He is not Kai Havertz. He will not be in a front three putting up good numbers, but more importantly, being that creative outlet that Chelsea desire. And I think it's time you all accept it. Captain America, Christian Pulisic. For me now, Pulisic needs to put up or shut up. And this is why I'm going to say, I think Pulisic has got the best goal scoring output outside of Kai Havertz at Chelsea Football Club. And when I say this, I mean from the front three. Lukaku won't be scoring goals. Pulisic can. For me, Pulisic needs to stand up now and be counted. Yesterday was a great opportunity for him. He got selected in front of Ziyech. He got selected in front of Werner. He was ahead of Lukaku. And he was ahead of Callum Hudson-Odoi, who is injured. But he would have started that game. And Pulisic blew his chance because he didn't play bad. He was on the periphery. You can't have a forward player on the periphery, and it's the same with Mount. Both of them were on the periphery. Pulisic needs to grab the game by the throat and carry it. Go and demand the ball. You have the attribute. You can dribble in tight areas. The problem with Pulisic for me is I feel like Pulisic doesn't believe he is good enough to start in his team. He hasn't got the self-confidence to believe he is good enough. He has got all the attributes. He has got the instinct to get into the back stick and tap in goals. He's got the ability to rip a player one-on-one. He has got the ability to pick a pass out when he's got time on the ball and space. The only problem with me is he doesn't want to insert himself into games for a consistent period of time. He ends up playing for 15 minutes accumulated of the 90. That's not right. That's why when he got hooked yesterday, I'm like, right, I actually forgot he played yesterday. Yesterday is a day where you step up. Yesterday is a day where you come in and you make yourself counted. He didn't do that. He really disappointed me yesterday. What I don't understand is Mount didn't get any criticism, nowhere near as much as Pulisic or N'Golo Kante. People were giving Kante so much criticism. Hooked at half time. He isn't good enough. He needs to get sold. Why on earth are you selling NG? N'Golo Kante is one of the few world-class players at this football club at this moment in time. N'Golo Kante would have played for Chelsea Football Club in any generation. He would have played in Frank Lampard's team. He would have played in Gianfranco Zola's team. He would have played in any team you could think of. He is arguably top 10 greatest ever players to play for Chelsea Football Club. And I think you need to understand that. And a lot of people are going to say, you know what, Alex, it's what he was, it's not what he isn't. Bro, 3 months ago, 4 weeks ago, you were all raving and riding this man saying he is phenomenal. I think it is important to have some context. He had one bad game. Nazir Cancelo doesn't help when he starts putting out statistics like, oh, didn't complete this, didn't win a single tackle, didn't dribble past one player. All these statistics don't help. He had a poor, shocking game, but he is not the issue at this football club. People are saying we need a 6. You see, what's the issue? For me, the important thing here is you can't depend on him to play 90 minutes 4 times a month. You can't depend on him to be a regular starter in 4 Premier League games consistently, 1 game a week. You can't. You need to pick and choose. Load management. It is so important. Go and get us a Tchouaméni. Go and bring back Conor Gallagher. Kovacic, Jorginho, all of a sudden you've got 5 good midfielders. Rotate around them. You can't have Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Saul Dependencia. It won't work. All of you are just idiots. If you think this is going to work, you are idiots because you are convincing yourselves things are going to work that aren't going to work. And the fact of the matter is, N'Golo Kante is not the problem. NG will go somewhere else and ball out and you will all regret it. Because look at Luka Modric, look at Kroos, look at Casemiro. All of them are approaching their 30s or are past 30. I think Casemiro is 30 or 31. And all of them are still ballers. Smart players do not need to depend on pace. N'Golo Kante is an intelligent player. He will be fine as his time goes on. You just have to pick and choose when you use it. Guys, this was the Kavkas View. Don't be too hard on the team. I am very depressed when it comes to football right now. I don't even want to see the Southampton game. Because for me, it will just remind me of we've got a second leg at the Bernabeu that means nothing. Hopefully, I get a little bit more optimistic as the game approaches, but I doubt it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know matter of fact you enjoyed this video. Peace out, I'm out. Better hit that like button. It goes a long way, people. Bye.